this computer. That's just me recording it. Did we go live? Yes, we are live. Okay, beautiful. Let me just make sure that I let everyone know that we're live. And then we can go on. Okay. Oh no. No, we've connected. Now we're going live.
Okay.
Oh, it's such a pain in the butt. It's all a big malarkey. Right,
I
okay.
know. I
Um,
jinxed you.
huh?
I jinxed you.
No, you didn't. Okay, right. So let's just make sure join us live, everyone. Okie dokie. All right. Thank you so much, Beverly, for
Okay.
your patience today. I very much appreciate
No
it.
problem.
And hello, everyone watching this, joining in. Hello. I hope we are all doing very, very well. I am so blessed to have the wonderful Beverly with us today. She is a fantastic part of our community. She has been a client of mine for just over 6 months. She keeps winning free sessions with me, so I can't shake her off, but not that I would ever want to. So this is the wonderful Beverly, who in the last 6 months has not only just lost weight, like the weight loss has been incredible, but it really, really just hasn't even been the biggest part of her transformation. But she's gone from a lot of feeling like she's been addicted to food for most of her life, a big emotional eater, up and down, yo-yoing all the time, bouncing from different diets, Weight Watchers programs to fasting to low calorie diets her whole life. And now and today, we're going to talk about some of the things that were the most helpful for her in getting her to where she is now with food freedom. 20 pounds down and counting, aren't we, Beverly? We're still knocking them down. You're not showing any signs of slowing down, but also
Not yet.
energetically, you're not showing any signs of slowing down, right? And so today she's going to share with us some things to help inspire us I just know Beverly's going to come out with some golden things anyway. So I would love to just start with, what was life like before we met, Beverly? What was it like before we
Well, just before we met, I was in these clothes that I didn't want to be in. I was yo-yoing, and I didn't know how to eat at the gym. I was getting hungry. Um, yeah, I mean, this started, I've always been overweight. I
Mhm.
remember at 9 years old, my mom had me go to the doctor, and they gave me shots and put me on 1,000 calorie diet. It's not a fun road.
Mhm.
Um, so anyway, I've been up and down with weight. I weighed in my 50s, which was 21 years ago. I was up to 250, and I started slowly losing it. Weight Watchers helped a little bit. It did help, but then the maintenance program just did not work for me, and I'd go back up a bit. But the big thing when I found you, I listened to your 5 day challenge, and I started doing it right away. And in 2 weeks, when we had our first meeting, I already lost 5 pounds. So I was all in.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I just was
In-
like, I like this woman. And yeah,
It was
so
like some
I know this
instant.
is about me. Um, yeah, so that's my life. Just always been overweight, always shy, self conscious, didn't want anyone to look at me.
Mhm.
So I just had to change.
Mhm.
Um, my husband died. I just started saying, I'm just getting out there and pushing myself out of this box I put myself in so many years.
Mhm.
Started meeting people and um, doing, going out dancing a lot, socializing. and just seeing more and more that I am not comfortable with myself. I'll be more, if I could just lose some more weight, I'll feel more comfortable being out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a strange feeling. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to it.
Yeah, yeah,
Am I
absolutely.
hitting what you ask?
Yeah, no, no, that's good. Just what you were struggling with beforehand, like, what was
Yeah.
it like
Like,
when we met or before we went?
oh,
What was your
I was,
relationship with like yourself and with food before we met?
well, I had it in my brain, and I gotta say, this is from Weight Watchers.
Oh, is it just me or is our internet cutting out? Are we still there? Are we still live? Oh no. Oh no. I can still see me, so I'm assuming I'm still here. Please hold with us. Please bear with us, team, while we have a little bit of an internet mishap connection. Amazing. You came back really quickly. Okay, right. So where were we? So before yeah, but so
I
before
was,
what was your relationship with like, and you were
oh,
saying about in Weight
Weight
Watchers.
Watchers. Yeah, it was, they always had where they said, at least back when I first started, always finish your food. These are the foods you can have, always finish it. And I had that mindset for years and years.
Mm-hmm.
Just, okay, this is my food. I better eat all of it. And I'd be stuffed. And I remember work, I would bring a big salad, but it was all healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I was overeating and I didn't realize it. I thought, well, if it's healthy. So when you talked about hunger and fullness,
Mm-hmm.
that just hit a bell. Like,
Yeah.
why didn't I ever think about that? That's like the simplest thing to think about. Yet when you grew up with stuffing yourself and not worrying about what you're putting in your body
Mm-hmm.
for as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and then you try to change, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
after my mom died, I took a whole year and I couldn't eat. So I literally was eating hardly anything for like a year. And that didn't work either because then you just put it right back on. But
Mm-hmm. So throughout your life,
yeah,
you've always gone through bouts of eating, not eating, eating, not eating. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like 1 minute you're, after your mum passes, then you're emotional, not eating or eating. And then you come to Weight Watchers and they tell you to eat. So to me, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but it just sounds like you're being pushed and pulled like most of your life and being told to
yeah,
eat and then not eating, told to eat, told to not eat.
yeah.
Did it feel like there's just always been this conflict of information out there for you in terms of what you should and shouldn't be doing?
Yeah, I would say so. Um, the foods you should eat, it's like, oh, that was bad for us last year, but this year it's okay.
Yeah,
And when they bring stuff in, um, I would like, oh boy, we finally get potatoes. And I
yeah.
kind of would OD on it, you
Hmm.
know, and
Hmm.
even though you were supposed to have a measurement, but it was like after not having certain foods for a long time, I just kind of Christmas time, is when I would gain weight a lot because I would bake and things like that. Um,
Okay, so
yeah, I mean,
long bouts
eating,
of time as well, being told that you can have something, being told that you can't have something. Then when you were open, when it was available, it kind of made you want to go for all of that food that was around. Did
right,
I get that right?
right. Yeah. And about 3 years ago, I went plant-based,
Yeah.
which I love, but I didn't really know how to do it. And I didn't know what to eat. I can tell now I was not eating enough protein.
Hmm.
I got a lot of tofu and beans into my diet, more vegetables, believe it or not. Um, I was kind of doing that um, starch solution,
Hmm.
and that just was not working for me.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, eating mindfully has helped. Um, I'm trying to like stop, take a few breaths before I eat,
Hmm.
um, think about what I'm eating, and try not to focus on my phone or the TV.
Hmm.
And I've actually increased my eating time from for a lot of meals from 6 minutes to the 20, 25. And by the time it hits 15, I'm like, okay, I guess I don't need that. I put food, like I'll eat half of the food and I'll put food back in the fridge, and later that night I dump it
Hmm.
because I'm like, okay, I really didn't need that much. So I'm learning portions for my body.
Oh, you're learning so much, so much. So, um, I know that you mentioned when you said to me like what it was like for you before, you mentioned that you were frustrated a lot of the time, kind of always feeling like you're starting the next morning over every single time.
Right.
I'm gonna sneeze in a minute, excuse me. Um,
Yeah.
terrible time to do a live when you got stonking cold,
I
right?
know.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Like Monday or starting Monday or the next day.
yeah, yep, starting
Just
Monday, starting the
like
next day, starting the next week.
get myself all ready for it. And then by Tuesday, I'm done with it,
Hmm.
So
And
this
one
is, go
Sorry.
ahead.
And one thing that I noticed when you mentioned it, when you sent me through the information, you said that you didn't have a sense of pride and joy about yourself. And that really,
Yeah.
that really hit me because looking at you now, you're literally the light of the party. You're everyone loves your energy that you bring to the crowd, to people, and just your presence, Beverly, is just so different. So can you explain to us and kind of just give us a little paint like a little picture of what things are like for you now, just 6 months on, only 6 months since we first started
Yeah.
talking together?
Yeah. I just feel freer. I feel more energetic. I have more energy. Um, feel healthier. I
Hmm.
just had my labs and that was all good. Um,
Fantastic,
yeah.
fantastic. What was that like before?
I
Like, was there,
I
how was
didn't
the
like,
labs like?
I feel better being in crowds. Even I could like act like I wasn't aware of myself, but when I was up those pounds, especially from the pandemic, I felt awkward, and it take me forever to look through clothes and decide what to wear.
Hmm.
Now I just decide what color I'm gonna wear, and it fits, and I love it.
Yeah,
Um, uh, I decided to change my hair color because now I don't feel I don't mind getting the attention, and it happens to give me a lot of conversations with people I never would have known.
absolutely. I'm just
So
looking over at the chat, and Lena says that purple is her favorite color, and I love it's like once a month every time we jump on the screen, it's like Beverly's a different color this month. But
well,
that's
it's
your
actually
personality
pink
now.
and blue, but it turned purple.
You've got a purple shirt on, purple shirt on. But that comes across in your personality and your confidence in not only just, social situations, but in yourself and with
Yeah.
the choices that you're making. How do you feel in your confidence with like the food choices that you're making now and the food that you're eating? How do you feel at the moment?
Well, I feel pretty good. Things that I've tried before. Some things, I have to take a step back and, um, like I still have cravings, like
Yeah.
French fries. I went with my grandson to dinner last night and I just ordered a veggie burger, but I had to take a few of his fries after smelling them.
Ab-
So
Absolutely.
it's like I I get cravings.
But
But then I think, well, what good is that going to do me? That's not going to get me to my goal.
mhm,
And I'm not, and the biggest thing is I'll go walk into the pantry or something and I'll want something and I'll say, am I hungry? You're not hungry. Why on earth would you be looking for food? You know?
yeah.
And then I go sit in my room and do something or just get busy.
I
And
think
that's helped me.
for anyone watching this, I know you and you know you, but for anyone watching this, this is a huge feat, that Beverly's been able to learn the tools and build the trust with herself to be able to acknowledge and pay attention to the thoughts and the cravings, and kind of instead of just giving in automatically and going to the pantry and grabbing the food, she's having the conversation with herself, right? You're having this conversation and you're speaking with yourself and really laying things out and being like, okay, what is it that I want? What are my goals? How is that different to like before, when we met before? How is this
Well, I would
conversation
just go in
event?
the pantry and grab what I want and eat
Mhm,
it because, oh, I'm tired. I'm bored. I'm sad, all those things,
mhm,
especially tired. You and
mhm,
I have learned that that was my huge thing. I've worked in a routine, a bedtime routine, especially during the week.
mhm,
And
mhm.
I've got my sleep from like 5 hours, and I'm getting 7.5 hours sleep now,
Mhm. Yeah, oh my
which
goodness. The
I
recent
haven't, yeah, and I haven't even felt like I needed a nap with, even with all the classes I'm taking. So
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
just for everyone and just for reference, Beverly does on average like 2 to 3 classes a day, and that's average. So some days you're doing like 4 classes, and some days you're doing two, one
And
class.
some are just, one, but I'm
Mhm.
trying to like, I gotta, with the weather now, I'm gonna start taking a little walk in the afternoon. But then we go out dancing, like tonight, I'm gonna go dancing for a couple hours out in a parking lot. So
It's amazing. Amazing. Okay,
it'll be fun.
so huge shifts in just 6 months, and I do want to bring that attention back to what you mentioned about the 5 day challenge as well. Is it was that there's a difference between people sitting on the fence and kind of taking on board and watching the videos and watching the videos, but there's a difference between people who do that and the people who just take something and say, okay, do you know what, I'm going to throw all caution to the wind, I'm going to try this because I've got nothing else to lose, right? And so with the information from the 5 day challenge, you literally applied it that same day and just
Yeah,
started practicing it with like with no intentions, really no expectations, and being like,
right.
okay, I'm just gonna try this. And I think
Yeah, we'll see.
hmm,
I had a we'll see attitude.
amazing. Okay, so even still, like you're like, okay, let's see,
Yeah,
we'll see how this goes. And you just implemented it, and every single day you kept showing up for yourself, and with every single day that went past, it was like stronger and stronger, and you saw the habits just stacking one on top of the other, which was
yeah,
just absolutely beautiful and incredible to watch and open up. And it wasn't long after the challenge that we just jumped on a call and you were like, yeah, I'm ready for this. And
yeah,
and we got you on board, which it seems like so long ago, but also no time really has passed. It's been about 6 months. And so
yeah,
in 6 months, you've shifted from this um, shy lady who was really frustrated, really struggled with her weight, constant up and down, constant battles with Weight Watchers, being told this, being told that. You mentioned that you were losing maybe about half a pound a month, which is just sounds so slow and so frustrating to
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Um,
It was
uh,
slow.
feeling tied by food, feeling addicted by food to food, and using food as an emotional crutch. To this person that we're speaking to now, she does on average about three gym classes a day. You've
Absolutely.
lost 20
Yeah,
pounds in counting. Sorry for my sniffles, guys. 20 pounds in counting. You are the light of the chat, right? In the group, in the client chat. Beverly is just always in there sharing inspiration, sharing recipes, sharing your ups, sharing your downs. It's just absolutely beautiful to watch you bloom into this incredible person, but more importantly, this person that has food freedom, this person that has this a much better relationship between food and your body.
Yeah. I must say, people didn't think I was shy.
People didn't think
I would go, I was outgoing, the last 8 years or so, but it was difficult and it's a lot easier now, you know.
difficult how for you.
So
How is it difficult
um,
for you?
um, I just feel better about myself and feel like I don't feel nervous before I go out and think, okay, you can do this and all that. I just go out now and feel very confident. I got a
Mm.
lot more confidence. But if people watch that, they'll say, Beverly's not shy. But that's because, I put on a good act. But before, when I was overweight, for sure, I did not want people to see me at all. Yeah. And that, in my 50s. So,
Mm, and that's some work that we have done recently, some really deep work,
yeah,
talking about talking about, be projecting a person, but and then being a person, right? And so
yeah,
it sounded like beforehand you were very much projecting the person that you want to be, but now there's no
right.
projection and it is you. How does that feel that you get to be you,
Oh,
feeling confident and free
I
and
feel like 30 years younger.
well, I told you by your photos, you're definitely reversing your age. I love it. Okay, beautiful. Just jumping into the chat. So we've got Lena who jumped onto the chat as well. I have a feeling Lena might have been in your challenge, but I'm not in, I can't remember. I'm not sure, but Lena says, I would have said fries would have been one of my top cravings. I had some last night because I was out with friends at a restaurant. Oops. I don't think there's anything wrong with, grabbing some fries. It's very, very rarely that I'll go out and eat fries, but me and my partner will always be like, oh, shall we get some fries? But like one of
Yeah,
us will get fries and the other one will get a salad, for example, and then we'll
yeah.
just share the fries. But I think the longer you go, and this is for Lena, the longer you go without the fried foods, without the junk foods, without the sugary foods, the longer you go, the easier it becomes to not want it. So when we crave foods, the longer you go without it, the more time you're giving your gut bacteria to kind of die off, the ones that crave it. So you get past the craving stage and you kind of just don't care for it anymore. So the same works with meat, with dairy, with eggs, with cheese. I'm about to sneeze again. Um,
Uh,
so when you get past that craving, you're able to just get over it and it doesn't feel as strong. So keep on pushing your cravings out there, Lena. And I would definitely say, you can have a little bit of fries every now and then, but fill up on the good stuff first. Um, after I went
I
out,
got it. Can I comment on that? The
please,
sugar,
please
the
do
sugar.
blow my nuts.
Because the fact that I feel like I'm eating right, I don't need the sugar to keep me awake and, I'm more rested. But we had a family party and I just had to try one of these cookies everybody was raving about. So I got like a fourth of one and I took a couple bites and it actually tasted terrible to me because it was so sweet and I was shocked.
Mm.
So yeah, because like the plant-based cookies don't taste that sweet. And if I have those once in a while.
I totally hear you. I totally hear you. I actually bought Pete a big birthday cake, not this year, but last year, or maybe it was this year. And we took one bite of it, and we just like our faces puckered, and we were like,
Yeah,
"Oh!" Beforehand, like a couple of years ago, I would have eaten the whole thing. I would have vomited, but
I
I would have
know.
eaten the whole thing. So I feel you on that one as well. And it's just the longer you go eating whole foods, fill yourself up on whole foods, the more desensitized you become to these foods, which is obviously better for sugar consumption and salt consumption. Um, and after I work out, I tend to crave a large salad full of healthy stuff. Yeah, it's like you know, when we're doing good, when we're feeling good, we want to do good. So for a lot of people, when they're feeling crappy, when they're feeling down, bored, lonely, frustrated, disappointed, that's when we typically want to eat. So Lena, if that's you, if you know that when you're up, you want healthy stuff, you want to make sure that as much of your day is up and then prepare for that time where you do dip, where your energy dips, where you know your day takes a pause. A lot of people that really, really struggle with the emotional eating is the first time they get alone in a day, or the first time that they don't have any responsibilities, right? Like first thing in the morning, in the morning once the kids gone to school, first thing in the evening when they get home from school, from work before the kids come home, right? And so typically when we are emotionally at our lowest, that's when we need that comfort. So it makes sense that you're craving the healthy stuff after the workout. I love it. Lena, wow, I wish I had the time to do multiple Zumba classes. I love dancing, especially at concerts. Told you you'd be an inspiration, Beverly. Uh, Lena says, I'm glad you're doing so well now. Amazing.
Thank
All right.
you.
Well, would you like to share with us anyone who's been through the ringer with dieting, anyone who's tried dieting or been dieting for their whole life, anyone that's experienced the lack of joy, the lack of pride, the turmoil that you have gone through for your life, anyone that can resonate with your story, Beverly, would you be able to share with us three of your tips to just help them take action today?
Well, for one thing, mindfulness, just being, like I said, being careful how much you eat, if your stomach is hungry or full or, you know, that's one of them. Just hunger fullness is what I meant. Breath work is just helping me so much. I even do it when I get in bed. Breath work and some meditation, stretching. That's part of my sleep routine. Journaling
Mm-hmm.
and turning screens off an hour before bed. Um, but I I gotta say, hunger fullness is the huge one for me.
Mm-hmm.
And just telling myself, why do I need that? I'm not hungry. It's not going to help me. Just a lot of self-talk seems to be good. I don't know if that was three. You know me, I go on
That was
and
like
on.
seven. Seven. I love it. Yeah, and I think, you know, if you don't mind me jumping in as well, is the hunger and fullness was a tool that you took from the 5 day challenge and you just smashed it. And I've told every one of my challenges ever since that first one that if there's one tool that they need to take away, it's that one because that was the main one that you really ran with.
Yeah,
So really just listening and honoring what your body is calling out for, right? Just listening to your body and paying attention and doing what it's telling you, not what MyFitnessPal is telling you, not what Loom is telling you to do. Do what your
yeah,
body is asking of you. So that's number one.
yeah.
Number two, which I wrote down here, was just slowing down, breathing.
Hmm.
And number three was being mindful of your thoughts and really talking to yourself and giving yourself the positive thoughts and positive talk. Did I catch that right?
Right. Yeah, yeah, definitely. There's so many. You know, I needed to, I gotta say though, just doing that on my own, I was starting to fizzle out after 2 weeks. So I needed your classes. And yeah, so every one of your help, when we talk, I feel like I'm going to school because you always give me that. You give me some work to do and during the week, and that keeps my motivation. That's the word I'm thinking of. Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
helps my motivation. So I got these sheets all over. I have my goals, um, taped up by my computer. All those little tools just kind of says, keep going, Bev, keep going. This is what
Mm-hmm.
you need to do. It's like a path, like the yellow brick road.
Amazing. So you've paved your own way with your words and your thoughts.
Yeah,
Amazing. Amazing.
yeah.
And what can I ask, like, what the main part of the program, or like the tribe, the community that you're part of, what's the biggest
Um,
what's the biggest help for you, or the biggest
I
thing that you love the most?
I love the group because they'll be going through something I'm going through,
Mm,
or maybe they're going through something that I've gone through.
yeah,
And it's like we have you there all week, all hours of the day. There's a few of the gals that just compliment you, and it's so nice to that they respond. And then I'm getting a lot of good recipes and ideas. I
mm-hmm.
love the smoothies. I tell people about my green tofu smoothie, and they didn't believe it, so I have to bring them some. They're like, "Oh, that's like ice cream." So that helps after a workout when I'm super hungry, and
Brilliant.
then I get my nutrition in.
I love it. And that's a huge part of our tribe, is that community support and being there for one
Yeah,
another, and um pushes each other on every single day. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing. So, just to recap, you've gone from projecting this kind of persona constantly through the ringer, frustration, um, just pulled left and right with the dieting. So, from sticking to 1,000 calorie diet when you were younger, dieting from the age of 9, constantly up and down,
mhm,
disappointed by so many diets. Just looking
right.
through the notes that you sent me, really, um, to try and make sure that I do it justice. It really doesn't. Like, yeah, I just feel like no matter what I say, really doesn't emphasize everything that you've been through in terms of with your self-love, with dieting, with your weight. There's just so much that you were experiencing that was just so heartbreaking beforehand. And,
Mhm.
in the last year or couple of years, you started to change that around. And then in the last 6 months, you've just really snowballed and really taken everything in your stride, and just been so such an easy student. But in terms of, it's like, right, let me just give this a try and see if it works. And I think that's another thing that you've done, is just being so open with everything that we are doing. You're like, yeah, okay, I'll give it a try, and
Yeah,
then seeing how it works. But yeah, it's been absolutely incredible to watch your transformation, Beverly. And I appreciate you for
yeah,
coming on and sharing your tips. Your 3 tips are: listening to your body, listen to your hunger and fullness, start slowing down, start breathing, being very mindful. So all these mindfulness pieces on top of listening to your thoughts, and kind of challenging yourself and asking yourself if this is the right thing to do. Is this going to help me to reach my goals? And really driving that self-conversation up. Is that right?
yeah,
There any-
exactly.
Is there anything else you'd
Yeah.
like to add?
No, just that when you're not around, Katie is just marvelous.
I need to hire Katie. I need to hire her. Oh, yeah, she's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely
Yeah,
fantastic.
thank you.
Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart. Anything else, and all you wanted to do was just throw love to Katie.
Yeah.
Oh, the ladies in there, they pull my heartstrings.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Beverly. I hope that
Okay,
has
thank
inspired
you.
anyone watching to take a step for them, get outside their comfort zone, dye their hair blue and pink, put on a purple
Yeah,
t-shirt, and say, do you know what? The rest of my years are for me. It's ready.
yeah. Don't care about what anyone thinks ever. I had to go with that.
Absolutely. I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Bev. I'm going to flick off on Zoom. Just to let you know, Zoom will
Okay,
close down. I'll send you a WhatsApp message. Have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic day, you guys watching at home. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for everything, Beverly.
appreciate you. Thank you. Bye
Take care.
bye.
We'll see you soon. Bye.